Hello, I'm David Cogswell. I'm here at the fabulous Hoboken Historical Museum with Jackie Post.
The fabulous Jackie Post.
The fabulous Jackie Post, who's preparing for a show here of her photographic art starting September 28th through November 9th here at the Hoboken Museum at 1301 Hudson Street in Hoboken. And I've known Jackie for a long, long time, from back in the prehistoric Hoboken days when dinosaurs roamed the Palisades. I wrote an article about her in the early 90s for the Jersey Journal for a column I was doing. So I'm a fan of hers for a long time. Very happy to see that she's getting this show here and that people are going to get to see these fantastic photographs. This is the age of the iPhone. The world has changed completely since those days. Everybody's got a camera. Everybody takes pictures, but there are still artists of the photographic image, and that's what Jackie is. I've heard rumors, I can't substantiate, but that she was born with a camera embedded in her skull. I'm not sure if that's true.
No, I have a metal plate.
Okay, all right. But anyway, she's the real thing. She does real photographs that are pieces of art, and she does collage and what I would call constructions. But let's talk a little bit. I'm always interested in how people, especially artists, how they become what they are and where they. When did you start becoming a photographer? I believe
I was born a photographer.
Yeah, that's the feeling I get.
Like I was born to be an artist. Like I always remember, my father was a photographer. You know, we've got Polish. We're Polish, so my father had this land camera. You know, back in like the early '60s, where the film would come out, but then yes. And I always loved the smell of the fixer. And I had brownie cameras, and I had the cube flash cameras, and I had just like, I always had cameras, like, and for as long as I can remember. And so that was my journey.
And you always saw the world as though through a camera lens with a frame, right? And had a
not a frame, just like people always tell me that like I have a really good eye, and I appreciated that they realized that I did. So, however you want to phrase it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So now, some of these things I already know because we've talked quite a lot over the years, but I'm going to speak as though I know nothing, and we'll have the audience learn some things. Where did you begin? Where were you born?
Oh, I was born in Perth Amboy, and then there were riots, I suppose, in Perth Amboy, and that's what caused the white flight to just cross over the Raritan River into South Amboy, where it was white only, pretty much. And I remember the first time that I saw a person of color. I was probably about 4 years old, and I was shopping with my aunt along the shopping strip, Smith Street or whatever it was in Perth Amboy, and this person of color, black man, bent down and he said, "What a pretty little girl you are," and I started crying because I thought he was a monster. And so that's, you know, back then, 1960s were racially divided, you know, it was a big divide. But then again, when you looked at what was on television in the 60s and 70s, I think it was more progressive back then than it is now.
Yeah, I agree with that. We've sort of reversed.
We've reversed.
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah.
But over the long game from like Nixon's period until now, we've sort of gone back, which is sad.
Now let's stay away from politics.
That's another thing. Yeah, so, okay, so you had a camera. You don't even remember probably when you first had a camera.
No, I always had a camera.
You always had one. Yeah.
I always had a camera, and I regret that when I went to college, 35 millimeters were just coming out, and they were so expensive that we had the box cameras that you flip up the top and you look down, and it had the double lenses.
Double lens reflex, yeah.
And I sold it.
Wow.
I sold it because I don't want to go there, so I just sold it. And then I went to I went to county college, but instead of my second year going into photography, which was my really first passion, I went into commercial art, which we call now graphic design, and probably something else because of the computers and everything. And so, and I was good at that too, until an instructor walked into our classroom like the second day of school, the second year of college, and there's 30 kids sitting in the class, and he said, only 5 of you are going to make it.
Oh,
How do you?
not the nicest guy.
Not the nicest
Yeah.
guy, but he, he was probably unhappy because he was an instructor in a county college
As
that
opposed to
never, as opposed to being
Yeah,
made it.
right.
So, life goes on.
So that caused you to leave commercial art training?
No, what caused me to leave commercial art training was I couldn't graduate because I didn't pay my parking tickets.
And where were you again? What school was it?
Middlesex County College.
Okay. Wow, that's insane. That's so sad. What
I couldn't pass. I couldn't pass business math, and I didn't pay my parking tickets. So I never got a diploma.
Okay. Well, diplomas don't count. So okay. So, but commercial art is good. Good training as well.
But it's good training. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still the arts,
Yeah.
and
And photography is an
And-
element in commercial art, a big element. And
a big element. And if I had known in college that there were jobs as like photo stylists or any of that like genre of being in the art world, but being kind of like outside of it because I just lost my train of thought.
At this point, because we have this incredible technology, it's hard to draw the line between photography and painting or anything else. They all
Well,
can do pretty much
I
anything.
always said, if I just got my foot in a photography studio, I would be happy sweeping the floor. I didn't want to do commercial photography because I don't like people telling me what to do.
Mhm.
And if I had known or had been trained to go to school as like an art director or just something in that field, I probably would have been a success. But, you live and learn.
So, how far back are the oldest photos that you've taken that that you still have?
From here, well,
Not just here, but period. I mean, you have photos going back how long in your life?
you should see, I have boxes and boxes and boxes of just from the beginning.
From like when you were 10?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
That's too specific.
Yeah, but you had a camera when you were, and because your father was a photographer, it was.
Well, he wasn't a photographer. He was an enthusiast.
Mhm.
He had a regular job. He was a steam fitter, but he, again, too, I think always had a camera and always had a really good eye.
And because he wasn't a commercial photographer, he didn't have anyone telling him what to do. So
That's right.
So you
That's
kept
right.
your freedom. So, okay, Perth Amboy, and you at some point At some point you came to Hoboken. Was there,
We had our first date at Maxwell's. It was a blind date, 1980. Me and Dave, we sat at the bar,
wow,
and
Max.
the rest is history.
It really is. For those who don't know, Jackie's married to Dave Post, who's one of the most illustrious musicians in our area, famous in many ways. So they're quite a power couple. Oh, hey, we're getting some
Hey, Lisa.
messages here. We're live on YouTube and Facebook, and we got a message here from Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Do you have any questions for us?
She disappeared. She ran away. No, but that's great. That's good. Anybody out there who wants to talk to us, we would love to hear from you. That would be fantastic.
How about we go to the pictures?
Let's look at the pictures now. We've got, okay. Let's
That-
look at these.
I love this woman. This is my maternal grandmother. She is my mother's mom. And you can tell she was like really ahead of her time, because this was probably taken in like the late 50s.
She looks phenomenal.
And she just, she would have been at home sitting on a Harley.
Yeah.
And she was married twice. And you know, for back then, when I was in Catholic school and I was in like first grade,
Hi, Cheryl.
hey, how are you?
Cheryl, the famous Cheryl Welch, is with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
I said I had 3 grandmothers
Okay.
through divorce,
Okay.
and they didn't believe me because it was a Catholic school and it was the 1960s, and they sent me to the principal's office and they called my aunt to come down and explain it.
She has such tremendous flair. Just this photograph.
She
it's
always
like-
loved scarves, and she always had a cigarette in her hand, and yet she told me not to smoke, but I did. And she was just, we vibed. She was my favorite person, next to my Aunt Flo, who took over when my mom passed. She really
When your mom passed and you
nurtured
you were
me.
like
I was 3.
3 years old, so you don't
Yeah.
remember her very much, probably, right?
I remember flashes.
Mm-hmm.
Flashes of, you know, she gave me a plum, and she gave me a bath in the kitchen sink. Like, I just remember all these little, like, flashes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, you know, my father, she was 31, 32. My father was the same age. What do you do with a little kid, 3-year-old little kid? The love of your life dies.
Yeah,
So it was really hard on everyone,
I'm sure of it.
hard on everyone all around.
But I know you had an aunt who lived next door to you.
Yeah.
Who
Can we,
sort of-
can we, well, that's, oh, there we are, okay. Yeah, so this was my second family, which really, they were second cousins.
Okay.
And so the woman on the right, Auntie Flo, she was just so loving and caring, and she blessed me with her warmth and love.
Yeah.
And that's my cousin Cindy in the polka dotted dress, which I also had a matching polka dotted dress because she used to dress us like twins.
Oh, that's sweet.
And that's her husband, Bob.
Was he nice? He looks nice.
He is very nice. He is very nice. He died 42 of a massive heart attack.
How long?
There was a lot of death in my family,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, how
So
about Flo? How long did she live?
Flo lived into her mid-70s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. She
Yeah.
was your angel.
She was my
wow.
angel.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So did your father remarry?
Never.
Okay. Wow.
Never, because he wanted to keep the family together.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Now, so who took this picture? Do you know?
You know, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
So yeah. All right. And this was.
So that's my grandmother's second husband, Jimmy Ruggiero from Philadelphia. So draw conclusions from that. And the little boy is my mother's brother's firstborn. His name is Lee.
So he's your first cousin.
He's my first cousin. Yeah.
Is he a musician? Did he?
No, I don't know the backstory of this picture. But it's just an interesting picture.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's learning how to play a cello.
You know, Jimmy had like the diamond pinky ring kind of guy.
It's so interesting.
And that's my parents.
Look at them, man.
That's Marilyn Kazmarek
Wow. Okay,
and
so this is
George Wisniewski. That's why I married Dave Post.
Because his short name?
Yes.
His name is short? That's great. So this is your mom and dad?
That's my mom and dad.
Around when they got married?
Probably at their engagement party or their
Wow.
wedding
Wow.
send-off or something, yeah.
Wow, that's a beautiful
Yeah,
picture.
and they were married for 8 years before I was born.
8 years before you were born,
Yeah.
and then 3 years after, so they had 11 years. And what did she die of?
We don't know.
We don't know.
It was never made very
How sad.
clear to me.
She was so pretty.
Yeah,
And he, too, is
Yeah.
quite a
A
handsome
handsome
young
couple,
man.
right?
Yeah, fantastic.
yeah.
Wonderful.
And there he is again. Who would wear leopard? This is like, what, 1953?
Oh, God. Definitely ahead of his time.
Totally ahead of his time. And he has like,
Vera.
I think he's got like, hey,
Vera.
Vera. I know, thank you. I do resemble my mom. I think I'm the best of both of them. But you know, look at, and then to just like lose a wife.
So I wonder
early.
when this was in.
This was in the 50s.
This is when he still had his wife, probably. Right?
Yeah, they were either dating or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
who wears that to the beach?
No, not then. No, I don't know what people wore in those days. I mean, women didn't wear that. The women's bathing suits had.
I don't
marked
even know
them.
where he got those.
Yeah, Italy. Yeah.
You know, it's like he was just so teddy boy.
Interesting. All right.
And I was a
know
big
this is-
Beatle fan. Like I was in love with Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
And then that's my cousin Cindy, who just followed the trends like nobody's business.
Now, Cindy, is she around?
She is around, and I think she is. She's actually coming on Sunday. This is her favorite picture.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's fantastic.
So,
Sunday is the opening, by the way, y'all. That's when this is happening. So
yes,
That's nice. Okay.
and
here's
that's
you
and that's
Dave.
me and Dave when we first moved into Hoboken in
Yeah.
1988 in front of our $230,000 house.
It was 2:30 then?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, 230
Fantastic.
then.
Okay, so now what were you all doing at this period? Like Dave was a musician already, I'm sure, right?
Dave was a musician, but he was also a warehouse manager for a cosmetics company.
Okay.
And I worked on 7th Avenue when it was something.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you were working in the fashion industry,
yeah.
sort of?
Yeah. Because I was in retail for a little while, and then I was just so interested in like the clothes that I wanted to get on that other side of it to see how they were, the manufacturing side. And so I bought Women's Wear Daily like every day to see, the job listings, because that's how you got a job back then. And the only thing that I was qualified for was a fit model, because I had the measurements. And that's how I got my foot in the door. And when I left, I was already pregnant, but I was like a production coordinator, like the production manager's assistant.
So you had the measurements for what was considered the model
The standard,
type, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's my son, Ray.
Your son,
Yes.
who I now understand speaks Russian.
He
and
speaks
Mandarin,
Russian and Mandarin, and he's coming home next weekend for 2 weeks.
And he's employed by the Army as a linguist.
Yes.
Where is he stationed, or where will he be stationed?
He's stationed in Georgia now,
Okay.
And in May, he's going to Hawaii for 3 years.
Well, that's not too bad. That's an odd.
No, it's not too bad, but it's expensive and and it's far away.
Yes.
And where he wants to live compared to where he's going to work is an hour and a half drive.
Oh.
But he's 27 years old, so it's like, and he's going to be renting, and the Army's going to be kicking in. So if it just gets to be too much, he'll just, if he doesn't do it now, he's never going to do it. So that's my little boy. Look how serious he looks.
Yeah.
All those guys get their pictures taken in the military.
Yeah,
have
this
that-
is not the
have
way
that
I
same-
picture a linguist normally.
Have that same fear in their eyes.
Yeah. Fantastic. All right.
So
is
this. So
This-
I would go to the cemetery and I would take pictures because I was very shy, and I would take pictures of the statues and make them look alive. And I was taking a class at the new school, and the professor said, get out of the cemetery and go start taking pictures of real people. And so where else would I go but to the beach? And so I would go to the beach, and I would just like, I'd pretend my child was out in the waves and, taking pictures. And so this, if you would go to the next slide, see how I have the charcoal,
Yes.
and
yeah.
that's that.
So this is.
And this is lovely. This is one of my favorite pictures, and this was from the 1990s.
So yeah. So this is a tiny little piece of that.
It's
other
a tiny,
picture.
yeah.
May I ask what beach this is? Oh, there we go.
I think it was Spring Lake.
Okay. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's a great example of what the photographic eye is, as opposed to just everybody having iPhones and snapping shots. But to take a big broad picture like that and then zero in and pull out this one little piece that's got such great composition, such great human interest, all
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
even the
cool.
little girl in the tube, and it's
Absolutely.
just, and she's holding two boogie boards, and I don't know who she's holding it for. I have no idea what's going on in this picture, but just her stance and it's one of my favorites.
It's cool. It's happening.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is a story.
This. Okay, so I went to King's when I was living here in Hoboken. I went to King's. It was early in the morning, and I bought bananas and I bought coconut water, and I just brought a few things. And it was a beautiful day, and I was walking past the Hoboken Cove, and I see this guy who I thought was really homeless at first, because he had a rowboat or a kayak, but he had all of this like luggage, but it wasn't luggage, it was just like knapsacks and just things, supplies.
Yeah. Right.
And I never do this, but I was compelled to go down and ask him if he needed anything, because I still thought he was a homeless person. And he told me this story that he was, from Vancouver, and he picked up a boat in I don't know where, and he was traveling only through rivers to Florida.
I wonder
So-
where he started.
He started somewhere up north,
Okay.
but northwest. Like he was like,
Really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, like he was an old school frontier,
Yeah.
like a modern navigator, sort of.
Mhm.
And they found his dead corpse, I suppose, in North Carolina. And then the New Yorker picked up on it because they found his diaries, and they wrote an article. So I was just happy to be a piece of his journey.
So they found his journals.
They found his journals along with his body.
And who took the picture?
I don't know who took that
okay.
picture. The damn, I met this guy on the beach at the Cove, that's just a screenshot of what I posted, like either on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
But I don't know who took the picture.
But you made, this is the picture at the bottom with the picture over the journals.
That came
New
from
Yorker
somewhere
as well.
else. Yeah, that's from the New Yorker. But the
Interesting.
top half,
That's your post.
yeah,
And your experience is what you're really
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
And then this picture. So I went back the next morning to say goodbye to him because I knew he was leaving.
oh, so he was still there the next morning?
Well, no, he was gone.
Oh,
But see that, like,
yeah.
that
Yeah, that's
that
like
light,
a pathway
right?
there, sort of,
yeah.
So,
So
that very
I
likely might
always thought that I just like missed him by minutes.
Yeah. So when you spoke to him, he said, "I'm leaving," but you didn't know exactly when. You know, he was leaving.
He said he was leaving in the morning.
in the morning. Okay.
And he was just so kind and just so
Yeah.
happy that he was just like doing what he wanted. And you know, that was also inspiring for me too. He said,
Yeah.
never lose sight of your dreams.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people like that are interesting who are sort of outside
The constrictions of
society
of
that most
society.
of us are in. I find them when I
yeah,
like see people in like who work in these places like safari places or remote places where people work and they live, and they're just people that you just could not tolerate being in an office somewhere every day.
Oh, yeah, no.
So,
no.
yeah, so he did what he did, and maybe his life could have been
he
longer.
did what he
but-
did. I mean, we all die,
Yeah, exactly.
and he did it his way.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a lovely shot of
Thank you.
this Hudson area here. It's fantastic. All right, what is this?
This is a self-portrait on the left, and on the right is, people put out like furniture that they no longer want, but people like pick it up and take it home.
Yeah,
And
It's
they
one of the great
actually
things about
had
Hoboken.
they actually had presence of mind to put this little note on a chair
to let you know.
to let you know, don't sit on it.
Yeah,
And I just thought it was, it just spoke to me.
yeah.
To
Again,
put
this is
those-
one of those things that we
To put those two together.
yeah, that we can't really talk about it too much because you look at it and it's complete as it is, and it doesn't. There's really not much you can say beyond that. But I do love that about Hoboken, that we have this sort of recycling, informal recycling system where people
Yeah.
just
And it wasn't that way. Like, it was that way when we moved here, but then it changed. Nobody wanted anybody's old things. Nobody, there was just a very brief period of time where if they could afford to go out and buy new, they would rather buy new. And like when we sold our house, for instance, last year, we had so much furniture and we just put it out and put it out and put it out because we figured somebody's going to take this. And wouldn't you know, no,
Really?
really.
Wow.
And so it goes in cycles.
Yeah.
It goes in cycles, and it's timing because it only takes one person to say, I want that. Like our apartment, it's all secondhand, picked from the sidewalk, and you would never know it,
No, because
but it was.
you mentioned the
Yeah.
thing about how the factories that used to employ Americans then started shipping them overseas and so forth. This sort of corporate globalization that we had, and there were winners and losers. But one of the results of that was that cheap consumer goods, cheap consumer goods. So somebody mentioned that the new Woodstock that they did in the 90s or stuff, whenever that was, when they left, there was just all this new stuff, like camping gear and all this stuff that just people left because people don't.
Yeah.
There was so much stuff around, and I guess that's kind of how it is now. I mean, there's so much stuff that people just, I'm done with it. Put it on the sidewalk and let somebody take it.
Yeah. But the problem is they don't take it anymore. But in recent years, that's all coming back with
again.
like the vintage things. There's so many more like vintage places and thrift shops and people that thrift. And so it's all.
Yeah, the thrift stores, I mean, as a result of the same thing I was talking about, the thrift stores are just massively stocked with, they can't even handle all their inventory. And you go in there and you get stuff that's very nice. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's very strange. And cool in a way. All right.
This
10th and Washington.
This is 10th and Washington. We're looking at the Elysian Cafe, and this is the night that Justin Timberlake filmed a Target commercial at Maxwell's, which is north on the opposite corner. And so you can see the line. It's just going like, it goes around the block, and he just put out a tweet. And in minutes, this ensued.
And what year would this have been?
2013.
2013.
Yeah.
And I mean, is this when you were a partner with Maxwell?
We were in the midst of selling it.
Oh, at that time, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another major thing of this
Yeah,
family.
that's not on the table to discuss.
Okay, that table. Okay.
Oh, these girls were going to kick my ass because I took a picture of them. This is also that night. So this is the side street. This is 11th Street
Yeah.
on the side of Helmer's.
Yeah, there it is. I can see it.
And they were there to also catch a glimpse of JT. And they looked like they were going to kick my ass.
Don't be taking a picture. Yeah, well, it's dangerous being a photographer sometimes.
It is, and that's
These
why
days
it's
it is,
like,
yeah, definitely.
it always was.
Yeah.
It always was. Like, I admire Ouija, because he just, like, got into the thick of it, He just, like, he had a police radio, and that's how he, photographed the dead bodies before the cops even showed up.
Oh, yike. Oh, this is a beauty. I love this. Is this?
Yeah,
here?
this is a
must be-
collage. It's a photo collage. So I did this all on Photoshop in my computer. I think a lot of it may have been cut and paste because I'm of the cut and paste school.
You mean physically cut and paste?
Yeah, physically cut and paste, but it was finished in Photoshop.
Yeah. Wonderful. I love that. That's a beautiful. It's a print now, right? Is it a?
It's a print, and I actually gifted it to someone who really, really liked it, and I gave it to him.
Do we have? Is a print of it here and then?
No. I only do one of a kind. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like if you see it and you want it and you buy it,
Nobody else will have it.
nobody else will have it.
Okay. I love that one. All right. This one looks scary.
This, Macy's used to build the parade floats, the Thanksgiving Day parade floats in Hoboken, and they used to test the balloons up at Stevens.
Wow.
Yeah. And so this was, you could see the big X, do not enter, because it was set for demolition. And it was where they would build the floats. And then, you could read into it whatever you want, like the dinosaur, everything comes to an end. Everything is like, the the dinosaur goes extinct and the Macy's building goes extinct, and Flo and Sam and Sis over there with their dogs, who knows?
Yeah.
That I took those. That was an interesting picture that I took. There was a woman that I didn't include in this, but she had very severe lymphedema. Like see how her arms are?
That's her? Okay.
Well, no.
Oh.
That's her daughter.
Oh, wow.
But the woman that had severe lymphedema, her legs were it was almost like elephantiasis.
Yeah.
It was very disturbing to look at.
How sad.
And I was asleep on the beach, and I woke up and I looked, and there they were. And I just took 2 pictures, boom, boom, real fast, and that's history.
So now they're immortalized.
That's right.
Yes, yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
This is when
This is
Sinatra Idol was fun, because they had a live band, my husband's, Swingadelic.
right.
They had a full, I don't know if it was a 10-piece orchestra, a 12-piece orchestra, and that's Karen Kuhl, who is a rocker, and Elena Skye,
Sky. Right there.
and 2 contestants.
Both singing at the same
Both
time.
singing because it was the grand finale, and I think they were singing New York, New York. So I actually have
I love
there's a photograph on the wall over there.
Jerry.
Hey,
Jerry Fallow.
that's right, you
Oh,
ran
I'm so
it.
glad you're here. How could we do anything without you being here?
She's not gonna die. She's just gonna live. She's gonna haunt Hoboken forever.
Yeah, that's a story.
And so that's that. And then I got the picture on the bottom. They really look like mobsters.
These guys?
Well, those guys,
same guys.
those guys.
Yeah.
It's really like,
Yeah, well, that was the
that's the thing,
was the
you know.
Sinatra kind
That
of
was the
vibe.
Sinatra vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. That's fantastic. As Karen looks like she's giving some kind of.
She was
Symbol,
motioning. She was
yeah.
motioning for me to come over,
Oh, I see. Okay. Cool. That's wonderful.
but I don't sing.
Uh-huh.
That
All right.
That's Jim Lesko, and that was taken at Maxwell's on the 2nd closing
Okay.
in January, at the end of January 2014, and he ordered a Jersey burger. There's a picture behind me of it coming out of the
The
kitchen.
burger itself. The
Yes.
Maxwell's last burger, right?
Maxwell's last burger.
That's it in the picture here.
And
as well.
that's the gentleman that ordered it, and
And-
he's can't wait to dig in.
And he consumed it, and I'm
Yes.
sure it was good. My mouth
Oh, I'm
is
sure it was
watering. Yeah,
Yes.
that looks really good. And he looks very happy.
He
And
looks
I would've been
very happy.
as well.
He looks very happy.
Is that iced tea there, it looks like?
Well, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks good. Looks good. Do you have his name? Do you know his name?
Jim Lesko.
Jim Lesko. Is he a Hoboken person?
Yes. Yes.
It's fantastic.
And I always thought he was homeless because of he was not very well put together all the time.
Right,
But it turns out that he's real estate or something.
right. Right, right.
Like something really legitimate. And
One of those people who's so rich they don't care what they look like.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
And then so that is the title of my show. We all stop down here. You'll stop too, because that's life.
Yeah.
You come, you
yeah.
go.
That's so true. He was a
And-
member of
and-
Sinatra. Oh, he was. So Jerry, was he a singer, player? What did he do?
He was a member of Sinatra? You know Sinatra,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I do.
And one of the Sinatra guys was married to, Frank's granddaughter.
Oh, that's right.
Remember when Frank's
Right,
granddaughter
right.
lived in
Yes,
town?
Yes, what was her name? Not
AJ.
Tanya. Adrian?
AJ, yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's,
And so that's that.
so so Jerry, what did he do in Sinatra? Was he must have been a musician, right? A.J. Lambert. Well, don't know about that. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, Sinatra was an amazing thing. It started out as just a little
Yeah,
sort
well, it
of
was just
thing
Sinatra
that-
songs, but they did it to ska, because
Yeah.
ska was like popular back then.
Yeah.
But
It just took off though, right? It was just became
Fran
very
is the
popular.
music director now for one of the Hoboken public schools.
Okay. Fran Gefkin.
Yeah, Fran
Right.
Gefkin. There was the Gefkin brothers.
Right,
There were
right.
brothers.
Yeah, and they had their band. He didn't play an instrument, sat on the cooler and handed out beers. Well, there you go. Perfect. Perfect for that. No wonder you look so happy. Yeah, that's so great. What a good gig.
That's
But,
funny.
yeah. So yeah, the Gefkins became Sinatra, and Sinatra just took off. It just became
It took
like a
off, and
big-
then, I don't know, something happened. And then there were also the two brothers that they moved down to Nashville. But they were kind of like the Everly brothers.
Do you know who these people were? Do you remember their names?
You know who I'm talking about? right?
Because there was an interview on Hoboken Talks with Bob Delavante.
Yes,
That who it was?
yes, the Delavantes.
Oh,
Right,
that's it,
okay.
The Delavantes, and it was Bob and
His brother, I can't remember.
his
the names.
brother.
Yeah.
And I always thought his brother was really good looking. And, you know, they're around, but they're in Nashville.
Okay.
And
Bob and Mike.
Mike.
Mike, okay.
And Bob's a photographer.
Mhm.
In fact, he had a show here within
Yes.
the past year or two.
Frank and Matt, or Fran and Matt.
Oh,
sorry,
Fran
sorry.
and Matt
Azarto.
Azardo.
Bob and Mike.
Jerry, when you should be here.
Well, she is here. She's here in virtual.
So he has a really good gig down there because the Country Music Hall of Fame is down there,
Yeah.
and he's got this gig where he just shoots, like he catalogs things like Dolly Parton's boots, or Hank Williams' guitar.
And they become exhibits in the museum, or
I don't
Hall
know
of
what
Fame?
they do with them, but he just archives it. Like
Yeah.
he just photographs it for posterity,
that
I
is a
suppose.
great gig. Yeah, for history. I mean,
And he's also a really good graphic designer, so he does like all the posters for like you name it. He's
for the Hall of Fame.
for the Hall of Fame, for any kind of country music star.
Wow.
Like he's got it going on down there. And
Nashville owes Hoboken for him.
that's right. And small world, but this woman that I used to work with on one of the photo shoots, I used to work for Johnson and Murphy, and they're from Nashville. That company is based in Nashville. And the woman that was part of the photo shoot that they would send up to New York, right? Her assistant is married to Bob Delavante.
Okay.
So how small of a world is that?
Yes, it is. All right, so I think you could. How did you choose these? Because you could, as you say, you have boxes of photographs. You could probably do a massive exhibition, right?
Oh, yeah. But
So
when,
just
but when,
select.
but when, the museum specified that it had to be Hoboken centric,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I had to take pictures at the beach. I don't have any pictures of, Hoboken. And then I started going through my unkempt archives, and I have 31 pieces here, and I had to edit a lot out, and I found some when it was too late. I've got tens of thousands of pictures.
Amazing. Yeah, I see Patti Smith there. She when she played here. It's a good picture.
She was so happy. She was so happy, and I'll never forget. She had these like great red and black striped trousers on. And, her signature men's suit jacket. And then I have the horses, because her first album was horses.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and then the one next to it up on top, that was the Mummers when we used to have St. Patrick's Day parades, and the Mummers would send a little band over to march, and that's what that is.
That's amazing. It's very psychedelic. So Patty,
It was the greatest show. It was so good.
you caught her in front of City Hall, right? Was that? Where was that?
Yeah. I was on the Observer Highway stage.
Okay, and did she?
I took like 3 rolls of film, 4 rolls of film, like 36 exposure.
So
That
was
was
she
probably
sort of
the last time I
cooperating with
used
you
film.
as you shot this thing, or was she?
She was aware that I was there.
Okay.
And then they were recording an album like somewhere in Hoboken, and I heard that they were all in Vito's getting sandwiches. And so I took one of the envelopes of pictures, and I went there and I gave them to her. And sometimes you just can't meet your idol, because what you think they're going to be like and what they're like
Right.
is not the same.
Okay. So what was it like?
It was difficult. Like, she wasn't gracious.
Yeah. Interesting.
She wasn't gracious. And then Randy Rhoads had her on an interview
Mm-hmm.
when Air America was on the air.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, you got it, Jerry. What was I saying?
Adrian LaGuardia. We were talking about Patti Smith, the way she responded to you when you took her those pictures.
So Randy Rhoads was doing an interview with her.
Right.
And, Randy Rhoads was probably also a fangirl.
Mm-hmm.
And Patti Smith just had some, like, really out there opinions, political opinions. And Randy Rhoads, for as progressive as she is, she was like, oh, no,
Wow.
this is not how I expected it to, go. So, that's, you never know.
Somehow, you know David Plackey, right?
Yeah, I know David Plackey.
He somehow got into City Hall when she was in there in that room where they had the food and everything.
Uh-huh.
And he managed to snap a couple pictures of her, but then she was like, "That's it." Similar. She wasn't
She
into
wasn't
it.
like,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I'm going to brag. I met Keith Richards.
Oh wow.
And long story short, he was in a club, and he was with his wife, and he was with, they were having a party. It was 30 people. They were celebrating a birthday, but they were at Swing 46, which is where my husband plays every Wednesday night. And so I don't think it was a Wednesday night, though. I think it was like a Friday night or a Saturday night. He calls me up and he says, "You're at the wrong party because Keith Richards is here." And I was just like, there in a minute. And, people are taking pictures with him like he's some kind of trophy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, he's not. He's just a regular person. And so it all died down, and I'm like, I said to myself, Jackie, this is now or never. Now or never. And I went up to him and I put my hand out and I said, thank you. Thank you very much. And he said, no, 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 thank you.
Oh, wow, wow. That's so nice to hear that, man.
And he bowed like I was the Queen of England, and we embraced.
Oh, man.
And that's my Keith Richards story.
He's good, dude. He's
So on
calm.
that note,
Yeah.
we're going to throw this over to Rand.
Rand Hoppy, the director of this whole thing. Take it away.
All right, here I go. I'm going to push a button. One moment. Where is it? Right, so coming through, folks. Thanks to David and Jackie for that. Wonderful, wonderful reminiscences and great stories about this great show. Please come by on Sunday for the opening, and it'll be up for the next 6 weeks until, November? Where is it? I don't see it. What? November 9th. Excellent. There it is right there. I missed it in my brain. All right. So thanks everybody for joining. As Lisa says, it was a great show. But we would like to thank the Hudson County in New Jersey. I don't have the exact name of the organization of the county that supports our upper gallery exhibits. But we do thank them for the grant we just applied for next year. This is our Shipyard Circle here at the museum. They're the top donors for 2024 listed, and we thank them very much for their support. A number of them are our board members, the trustees. So thanks to everybody for their support, and thanks to just regular members and our regular visitors who come in and pay admission. We thank everybody. Come and see the exhibit, the Hoboken Meadows. That's going to be up through the end of the year until about December 21st or so. Wonderful eye-opening exhibit about, Hoboken was built on swampland. So really great to learn, and great photos. We do have Hoboken Talks as well as the Upper Gallery Artist Talk, and coming soon we've got former Mayor Dave Roberts, and after that, Jeff Trupiano. Look forward to both of those shows. They should be really, really great. Give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the show. Watch the show. That helps us a lot with getting us into the algorithm out there, into people's feeds. And once again, thanks to David and Jackie for the show here. And this is Rand Hoppy, and I am out. Thank you, everybody. Oops, one moment.